Welcome to another Sapphic Lit author pop-up interview. Today we have Ann Aptaker. Ann, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for the invitation.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. We're going to talk about one of my favorite series, the Cantor Gold Crime series, and you've got, is it the fifth or the seventh book in the series?
The seventh is coming out October. Well, it actually releases October 14th,
Right.
and then the
Gold.
launch event is the 15th. Yeah,
Okay, Gold for the Dead, it's called.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, okay, that got me a little nervous before I read it. I was like, I hope she doesn't die. But can you tell us a little about who Cantor Gold is, and why you made her a criminal?
Cantor Gold is a very dapper, well-dressed, and highly successful art thief and art smuggler in New York in the 1950s. And I made her a criminal because, as most of your listeners and viewers know, to be an out LGBTQ, to be an out gay or dyke person at that time was illegal. So you could be thrown in jail or even worse, into the loony bin legally,
Wow.
just for who you take to dinner and whom you bed. So Cantor figures if she's going to be a criminal just for her love life, just for who she dances with, then she doesn't owe the law any allegiance at all. So instead of being a legitimate art dealer or a curator, she puts her art knowledge to work in illegal means, and she's highly successful at it. As we all know, money talks, and she makes a lot of money, and it's the money that protects her, at least to a point,
Right.
because she can hire like the world's best lawyer and all of that if she gets into a jam. But essentially, she lives an outlaw life, both as a dyke at the time and as a real honest to goodness criminal, as a thief. So
Yeah.
that's who she is.
Well, I know because we've talked so many times, and I know that you've got this background in art and art history. Is that why you gave her that career?
Yes, I actually came by it sort of secondarily when I was thinking about Cantor, and I've been thinking about her for a long time before I ever put pen to paper. She started out as a private investigator in my head, hard-boiled, noir private investigator. But when I was living in San Francisco, I wound up working for a private investigations firm, writing
Oh, really?
their reports for the clients. So I got to see the criminal justice system up close and personal. Now, what brought me out to San Francisco in the first place was curatorial. I was doing art projects out there. And it was just by happy accident that I wound up doing this PI work. But because I saw the criminal justice system and how corrupt it actually is, I realized that for Cantor to be part of that would be a lie for someone who's determined to live an out gay life at a time when it was illegal to do so.
Mm.
So I realized she had to be on the dark side of the law. She had to be a criminal in order to remain true to herself. And I got to see the criminal world, of course, to a large extent by working for the investigator's office. Um, but what I knew most about criminality was the museum world and art theft. Now, I myself have never stolen a piece of artwork, but after having worked in museums for a number of years, I cannot swear that I have never held a piece of looted artwork. There's no way that I could swear to that.
Yeah.
So I put the two together, and that's why she became an art thief, because I knew at that point I knew about both worlds, the investigatory and the art.
Right. And why did you pick the 1950s? Just because it kind of went together?
Yeah, I wanted to have a heroine, who survived at a time when the law would prefer that she didn't survive. So the 1950s was the perfect time for it.
Mm.
Um, Also, that particular period of time fascinates me in New York City. It was a golden era in New York at the time. It really was. But there was a dark side. There was the underside. Film noir happened in the post-war
Mm.
America. So while America and in New York in particular was celebrating the grandeur of life in America, right underneath that was corruption and sadness
Mm.
and sort of disbelief in the whole American system. So I chose that period of time because it enabled me to talk about justice or the lack of it, and to put Cantor into a situation where she had to survive in a world that didn't want her to, but at a time that was really lustrous. And
Yeah.
she straddles both
Right.
milieu.
No, you do a great job of that. You can see the dark seediness of New York, and then you see Cantor, and I love her. You want her to succeed even though she's a criminal. But that was great. So you're having
Thank
a
you.
launch October 15th.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, the book actually releases on the 14th, but the launch event we're having with you, thank you very
Yes.
much,
Can't wait.
at the Bureau of General Services Queer Division Bookshop in New York on the 15th.
And if people want to find you, where do they go in your books?
Well, they can, of course, find me online at Amazon and Barnes and Noble and Smashwords or your local bookshop or bookshop.org,
Right.
all the usual places that you buy your books, either in print or ebook, you can find me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
And we'll see
you.
you October 15th in person. Another
Absolutely.
discussion. All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Jan. All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye-bye.